As we just heard, today is Labor Day, and that means that most markets in Asia and Europe are closed. In the latest business news, the no-frills airline Ryanair has announced that it's planning to cut a staggering 3,000 jobs. That's 15% of its total staff. This as the airline grapples with a massive drop in passenger numbers. Well, Cole Strangler joins us now from the France 24 business desk. Cole, Ryanair, just the latest of a number of airlines to announce some major cutbacks.
As you mentioned, Tom, 3,000 jobs. Most of those jobs that could be lost are pilots and cabin crew jobs. Also, Ryanair announcing that remaining staff could see pay cuts of up to 20% over the year. All this coming amid a really steep drop in demand. Ryanair also announcing that it expected to operate less than 1% of its flights in both May and June. As you mentioned, this mirroring troubles that we've seen really across the airline sector. Last week, the International Air Transport Association, a trade association of airlines, saying that lost revenue in Europe could reach 80 billion euros over the year, of course, amounting to millions of job losses. Not every airline is affected the same way, and that's something that Ryanair CEO Michael O'Leary is not too happy about. He complained today about the quote-unquote state aid that some airlines are receiving, Air France, KLM, Alitalia, to name a few. Ryanair is a low-cost carrier, not one of these big flagship national carriers. They have not been able to get a state bailout, and that's been something that Michael O'Leary is not too happy about, and says he wants to challenge it in European courts. Either way, shaping up to be a very rough few months here for Ryanair.
Yeah, certainly sounds like it. And of course, there are lots of other losers, economically speaking, but there are some winners out there in these unprecedented times, because sales at Amazon seem to be going through the roof. The e-commerce giant has just announced what sound like record profits.
That's right. So it announced a record revenue, actually, more than $75 billion in revenue over the first 3 months of the year, 2020. That's beating expectations on Wall Street, and actually a 26% increase from the same period last year. Basically coming as more and more people are spending time online as they're obeying these stay-at-home orders, these lockdown orders. People going to Amazon and ordering different items, going to Amazon and streaming things, using the cloud computing services. And Amazon, of course, also owns Whole Foods, the grocer in the United States. At the same time, as we've seen that revenue spike, we've also seen expenses come up significantly for Amazon as it tries to meet that new demand. Leading the expenses are increased labor costs. Amazon hiking pay for warehouse workers, also on a hiring spree to account for the new demand. As we've also seen those expenses increase and the demand increase, we've seen scrutiny increase over Amazon, especially over worker safety at those warehouses. Really across the world. In France, we've seen a significant showdown here between unions and the company, which resulted in the company choosing to close its warehouses here for the last couple of weeks. And just today, to wrap things up here, May 1st, International Workers' Day. In the United States, there are protests and walkouts planned in part at some Amazon warehouses. So we'll have to see how that goes. But the bottom line here is Amazon, it's making more money than ever before. It's spending more money than ever before. And it's also under increasing amounts of scrutiny.
OK, well, thank you very much indeed for bringing us up to speed. Cole Strangler from the business desk. Thank you. It's been a tense week in